When I first heard of this, I went, wait, why hasn't anyone else made this mouse yet? Like, seriously. The Roccat Kone Pro Air is unique because it's a G Pro wireless, but with an ergonomic mouse shape. You see, lightweight wireless gaming mice have been around for a really long time now, and they have gotten so commonplace and cheap. You can get a RAZER Viper Ultimate clone for like 40 bucks. That's actually really good. It's called the Deluxe M800 Pro, by the way. Probably review it soon. The thing is though, all of these wireless lightweight gaming mice have all been these stripped down, lean, narrow, claw grip or fingertip grip friendly shapes, as opposed to any sort of ergonomic, supportive shape. So why hasn't anyone done the best of both worlds here? I mean, wireless ergonomic mice do exist in the form of the Basilisk X Ultimate or G502 Hyperspeed, but these are definitely not lightweight by any means. I have a theory as to why this is the case. You see, most of the people who are obsessed with lightness in their wireless gaming mice are going to be competitive FPS gamers. They stand to gain the most from a ultra lightweight mouse with the least inertia and the least friction, because that means they can flick faster, flick more consistently, flick more accurately. But for those people, having the ultimate in terms of lightweightness and having the least friction is just super duper important and super duper beneficial. The thing is though, these competitive FPS gamers that are most likely to buy ultra lightweight wireless gaming mice are the same people who are most likely to be using some sort of claw or fingertip grip. There are a good few reasons for this. When you grip with a claw or fingertip grip, you're kind of holding on to your mouse a lot more tighter, which allows for better control, more quick, minute adjustments, and just that overall tension makes you feel like you're really controlling it, flicking really fast. On top of that, since many competitive FPS gamers are going to be using their forearm aim or their whole arm to aim, since they're often running low sensitivity for maximum precision, these gamers don't want any friction at all, which means if they palm grip their mouse, their palm sagging down from the back of the mouse will rub against the mouse pad, resulting in an uncomfortable experience that is going to add more drag, more resistance. It's just going to slow you down. Not going to be a fun experience for these low sensitivity competitive FPS gamers. As a result of this, it just makes sense, pun intended, that people making high-performance, lightweight wireless gaming mice cater these mice with their shapes to these competitive FPS gamers who are most likely going to be claw or fingertip gripping. But the thing is, just because the majority of the market is one way doesn't mean the small niche doesn't exist. And that's where the Roccat Kone Pro Air comes in. Oh, and speaking of lightweight wireless gaming mice, the RAZER Viper V2 Pro is being delivered to my house soon and I'm going to review it, give it a fair shot, so subscribe to that. Now, up to this point, basically any wireless gaming mice with an ergonomic shape was a fat, bloated, heavy mess. Now, that's not to say they were bad. There were definitely people who enjoyed it, but the thing is, if you were buying a wireless ergonomic shaped gaming mouse, it was often or almost always above 100 grams. Even the lightest from RAZER or Logitech, the Basilisk Ultimate and the G502 Hyperspeed are well above 100 grams, which means in this lightweight gaming mouse era, you will be slowed down. The Kone Pro Air that we're talking about today comes in at a whopping 75 grams, substantially lighter than any of its competition as far as I can tell. It's not super light, I should say, but it is as light as a G Pro Wireless or a RAZER Viper Ultimate, and by no means are these considered heavy wireless gaming mice. They are definitely healthily light enough. On top of that, with its comfy ergonomic shape, the Kone Pro Air stands out really well from the rest of the wireless gaming mice competition. It's actually really nice to use as kind of like a day-to-day comfortable mouse that you're just scrolling the web with because of its ergonomic shape. I feel like you could pull off a claw grip with this mouse if you wanted to, if you had bigger hands, but that's obviously not the point here. It's really a mouse designed for the palm grip. From its solid thumb rest, its deep grooves for your pinky, forefingers, and your thumb to rest, as well as grooves for your fingers to rest on the clicks, and of course the backrest that supports your palm. It's nice and not too high that feels like it's stretching your palm up, but it's still there and supportive. As for buttons, well, you've got your left click and right click, but it's got a very nicely adjusted scroll wheel that you can see through because it's wholly to save weight. It's got 2 thumb buttons on the left side, which are tactile, clicky, and really quite sturdy. It's got a DPI button on there somewhere, but on the bottom you also find a little switch that switches between wired as well as wireless mode and Bluetooth connectivity mode for different connection options. More on that in a little bit. Personally, I think the rest of the body looks really nice. It's a translucent plastic with a matte finish. Not super grippy, and when I tested it with wet hands, it didn't feel really slippery at all. In fact, I thought it felt quite grippy despite me dipping my hand in a sink of water. It doesn't have any sort of rubber grips or any sort of rubberized texture, so there's no worry about that kind of texture deteriorating. But for those people who absolutely need a really rubberized mouse for maximum grip, then maybe it's time to get some grip tape. Underneath that semi-translucent plastic, there is a nice gentle RGB glow all around the mouse. So if you care about that, there's that. But considering this is a lightweight mouse with not that big of a battery, you probably should leave that turned off to maximize your battery life. So as I was saying, this mouse has a switch that allows it to switch between wired, wireless, Wi-Fi mode, and Bluetooth mode. Yes, even though this is a lightweight wireless gaming mouse designed for competitive sweaty gaming, you can connect it to your iPad or your laptop really easily via Bluetooth. Don't use this for gaming, obviously, because you will have some latency issues. But for people who want to have a multi-computer setup between their gaming PC and their work laptop, having the ability to quickly swap between a quick, fast Wi-Fi connection and an easy, simple, straightforward Bluetooth connection with their mobile device is going to be a really, really nice bonus, especially considering the people who are buying an ergonomic gaming mouse are probably going to be using this ergonomic mouse for office work type things too. You also find pretty sizable PTFE feet on the bottom, no glass fancy hyper skates here. And you also find the 19,000 DPI sensor that Roccat calls the Owl Eye. I think it's likely to be just kind of a modified version of the Pixar PMW3370, which is a really good sensor to begin with, so no big deal. The truth is, high-end mouse sensors are all really good these days, even for wireless mouse. Same with the wireless connectivity. A lot of people like to fuss over, oh, how many polling rate, how fast it is, but it is NVIDIA Reflex certified. It is definitely fast enough, very responsive with very little interference issues, and you're definitely not going to be noticing any sort of perceivable lag, so long as the receiver is within a reasonable range and not completely blocked by like a thick piece of metal to the mouse. As for battery life, not bad, nothing too special, but it'll be fine. So should you buy it? Well, it's 150 Singapore dollars and it's a decent price for a pretty lightweight wireless gaming mouse that is also high performance with good clicks and a nice shape that you can't really get anywhere else. For perspective, it's about $100 cheaper than the G Pro X Superlight or the new Viper V2 Pro. Though in all fairness, it's more than 10 grams heavier than some of these mice, so it's not really that fair of a comparison, and it's actually very similarly priced to the last gen Viper Ultimate and the last gen G Pro Superlight, which is more of a fair comparison. But the thing is, it's completely different to those even then because it's a ergonomic, lightweight wireless gaming mouse. So it's actually in its own unique category where it's providing something that very few, if not any, wireless gaming mice manufacturers provide. On top of that, it's extremely well executed with no perceivable faults that you have to deal with. You're not trading off anything just because you're going with Roccat. It is extremely well executed with no issues, good switches, good sensors, good build, good weight, good performance, and a unique shape. Now for me, I am not going to be using this gaming mouse. The thing is, it's a lone unit from Roccat, and also because it's an ergonomic shape, and I am one of those competitive sweaty tryhards that uses an aggressive claw or fingertip grip mouse. In fact, my mouse is a mouse that doesn't even back cover so that it can save weight, and so I don't have a palm rest that's getting in the way of a healthy work-life balance. However, I definitely see the Roccat Kone Pro Air as the right mouse for many. Well, not that many, but a good amount of people who need a ergonomic but lightweight wireless gaming mouse. And for that particular group of people, this is going to be an excellent option. Or your only option, likely. Good job, Roccat. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate all of you guys for watching towards the end. And if you did enjoy it or you want to see some more, make sure you like and subscribe. Any questions, any arguments, put them in the comments. I would love to hear you out. And yeah, all of to you guys. Bye.